Do you know that we tend to confuse self awareness with imagination? You might think that you're practicing self awareness by paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. You might think that you're practicing self awareness by trying to look at how you behaved in a particular interaction with somebody, things that happen in reality, things that actually happened. You might think that you're doing that, but really, you might actually be paying attention to your imagination. You might actually be paying attention to things that you've created in your own mind, scenarios that you've conjured up in your mind that didn't actually happen. All of us have done this or are still doing this. You see, one characteristic about our mind that you always want to remember is that our mind sometimes does not know the difference between what is real and what is not real. Our mind sometimes cannot distinguish fiction from reality. It cannot distinguish fantasy from fact. And so if you have a strong belief, if you have a strong attachment to your imagination, then your mind might actually consider that a reality. So you might be in an interaction with somebody, you might be having a conversation with somebody, and then because you've already played that conversation in your mind, you already know the responses the person is going to give. So you don't even listen to what they're saying. You go back to your imagination and you let it play out in your mind. So you hear things that are not actually being said in the conversation. And this usually leads to a lot of problems, a lot of conflict, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of problems within ourselves and in our relationships. So you want to always be aware of this one characteristic about your mind, that sometimes it doesn't know the difference between the way you saw things going in your mind and the way they actually went. So that when you come back to exercise or to practice that self-awareness, you want to be very aware to distinguish what is real and what is not real, what you're imagining and what is actually happening. That's where self awareness is really, really critical and important.